Hey everybody, it's the 1218 show. We're back in 2023. Happy New Year. I know it's a little late for that, January 18th. I believe, I don't know what the cutoff is for saying Happy New Year. I guess it's probably around January 15th. I don't know, within a week or two maybe, I don't know. But in any case, it is my first episode of 2023, so Happy New Year to you. Lot to talk about. We're gonna average an episode a week this year. I know I'm a little behind schedule. I didn't have to. I went home to see my family for about a week. Last in the middle of the first half of January. Spit it out, Michael. So anyway, I got home, saw the family. Everybody's doing well. Enjoyed my time there. So now I'm back in the grind and working hard. So. Here we are with another episode of the 1218 show. This is episode 27. And on the podcast, if you're on Apple Podcasts or whatever, we're going to call it season 2, episode 27. Because I'm just going to do each season as a year, the way it breaks down on the Apple Podcast thing. That's all semantics, doesn't matter to you. But I kind of want to talk about last year for a moment. It was kind of cool, the stats. It was my first year of podcasting. We did 26 episodes. The top cities were New York City. Obviously, I've lived here for 23 years, so I've got a few friends and stuff that pay attention here. But the second was my hometown, Bloomington, obviously, and the third was San Diego, which was surprising because one of my best friends lives out there, and my best friend that I grew up with. And so I think that he's the only one that would be listening out there, but maybe he's pulled in a fan or two. I don't know. In any case, thanks San Diego for hooking up some podcast listens. On YouTube, the number one episode of the year was Adrian, who I just mentioned, Adrian Cooper. It's no surprise. We grew up together, went to high school together, ran together. So when we did the podcast, we both posted it up on social media, and everybody checked it out. I don't think the average watch time was very high. I believe it was under 10 minutes, and it was over an hour long thing. So I don't know how many people, they might have just wanted to see if we got fat. I don't know, but they just wanted to peek in and say, "Oh, there's those two fools." But anyway, that was the top YouTube episode. Second was and that had 275 views. The second most viewed on YouTube was Johnny T with 132. And Johnny T already has a decent social media and or online following, so that was no surprise either. Johnny T has fans, and I love having him on the show. I'm going to try to get him on 2 or 3 more times this year. We have some great conversations, and his stories are just amazing to listen to. So thank you, Adrian, and thank you, Johnny T, for making the YouTube channel as popular as it was in the last year. I'm hoping we can grow on that. As far as the podcasts go, I think it's interesting to note that Johnny T's was actually the number one number one downloaded podcast. So just the downloads. So Johnny T's was 43, and the second one was called the Coastal episode, which was the one I did right after Bar Coastal, which I'd worked at for 20 years. Closed. That had 42 downloads. Only one less than Johnny T, but that was the second most downloaded podcast of the year. So that was also no surprise. There were a lot of people that have very close ties to Bar Coastal, spent a lot of time there, and I made a million good friends there. So that was a big one. And then the third most downloaded podcast was my Oscar episode, my Oscar rant, which I was surprised at. I don't know why anybody wanted to listen to me bitch and moan about Will Smith, but and I don't even know why I did it. It seemed kind of immature, I guess, really, looking back. But it did upset me, and so I talked about it. What can I say? That's what it is. What it is. And as far as the podcast goes itself, there were a total of 400 downloads over the course of the year of 2022. So I can't be upset about those numbers. For a first timer, never doing this and really having no name in the world, that's pretty. I'm pretty happy with that. I think it's a good foundation to build on. So, thanks again for the great 2022. To kick off 2023, we're in, I think, the first episode of the entire thing I talked about football, and I think we're going to talk about it again today. Just for a minute though, it's the playoffs, and that's awesome. And the NFL is a fan. You know, most people pay attention, if not watch religiously. And you know, the game is different now than it was when we grew up, and it's hard. It's hard for, you know, us, the true fans out there who are my age that remember the game the way it used to be played versus the way it's played now. I always joke that the nerds have ruined the game because all they worry about stats and dumb shit. And you watch the NFL, you know, we watch the ESPN or whatever, and this team has a 78% chance of winning. Like, no, they don't. They got a 50-50 chance. Two teams walk on the field, they fight it out, and whoever wins wins. I mean, they're stupid stats on their, you know, stuff. You know, they never come in right. I mean, if you know they have a 70% chance of winning, and then they, you know, it's an upset. It's like, oh, our stat tracker was wrong. It's just nerds doing nerdy stuff. It's ruining the game. Anyway, that's just a dumb aside. But I want to talk about Tom Brady for a minute because I believe, most likely, we just saw him play for the last time on Monday. And I am a huge Tom Brady fan. Now, I grew up a Bears fan. I still follow the Chicago Bears. But more than a team, I'm a football fan. And I think that, for the most part, if you're a fan, there's plenty. I live in New York, so there's plenty of people that hate Tom Brady. And if you're a team fan, I get that. You know, if you played in their division all those years, you was with the Patriots, and you know all the stuff that comes along with being a fan of a team. And I hate Tom Brady. That's one thing. But if you're a fan of the game, just a fan of the game itself, meaning the competition, the way it's played, from Little League all the way up through the pros. Like, you know, if I was bored on a Friday night, I'd go watch a high school football game. Like, I'm a fan of the game. I love the competition itself. And I think that if you're a fan of the game, it's impossible to hate Tom Brady. This guy has been a monster throughout his entire career. Now, I'm disappointed in myself because I never got to see him play live that I know of. Okay, so let me explain this. This is a fun little story. So I had a buddy when I was in college that played with the pros for a minute. He had 3 seasons in a row. He was right on the cusp of making it every year, making the final roster. He actually went. He was with the Patriots and the Jets and the Rams were his 3 teams. The Jets were first, and then when Belichick went to the Patriots, he called up my buddy and he got to go try out there, and then he went to played for the Frankfurt Galaxy, NFL Europe. And they actually won the World Bowl there, so he got a championship ring from the NFL Europe, which is pretty cool. And with that, you have to be, when you're in the NFL Europe, you're signed with a team or sponsored by a team. I don't know how they categorize it, but he was with the Rams when he was there. And then he came back, and needless to say, he didn't. I might have those backed up. It might have been Jets, Rams, then Patriots. I don't remember the exact order. It's been 23 years. So I think it was Jets, Rams, Patriots, if I remember right. So, however, I went to one of the preseason games when my buddy was trying out, or was, you know, on the roster prior to the final cuts, and I got to go to the game, and I went as, you know, as a guest of a player. So I got to, afterwards they had what they called family dinner, and at the Patriots. After the game, all the fans leave, whatever, and if you were part of the team members, family / friends / whatever group, inner circle, I don't know how you say it. They had a big, huge tent set up, and all the players were there with all their friends and family. You know, and you sat and ate and visited and whatever. Now, Brady was a rookie that year, and I might have got to see him play late in the game. I'm not sure. I've tried to find the game somehow on, old games, television, something, and I've never been able to find it. I couldn't even look up the stats for the game, and again, I might just be looking in the wrong places. There might be a way to do it, but maybe I did get to see Tom Brady play in his very first season as an NFL quarterback. I don't know, but it would have been towards the end, because at the time Drew Bledsoe was their number one quarterback, and Brady would have been probably third or fourth on the depth chart, because he wasn't when he first came in. If you saw the documentary a few years ago, one of the documentaries, Belichick said that he's like, the guy, when we got him, he was what he was, but every single week he got better and better and better, and continued to get better and better, and it almost seemed like, if this guy is going to get better every week, how can we not give him a shot? He never seemed to stall out. Every week he got better, and so maybe I did see him. But in any case, Tom Brady is an NFL hero. I mean, this guy's just done amazing things under the center, or behind captaining an offensive squad for years and years and years. And a lot of people who thought, well, it's all just because of Belichick. It was almost like he just said, well, listen, if you think that, if it's going to take that, if the number of Super Bowl rings on my fingers isn't enough to prove that I'm great, then I'll just go to another team and do it. And that's what he did. So then this year, it was he made the playoffs with a losing record, which I think is funny. I was hoping that they could have pulled it out the other night, but it looked like Dallas came to play. So in any case, congratulations to Tom Brady. Thank you for 23 years of just fun football. I know the haters out there are going to be posting stuff, but again, if you're one of those people, I don't think you're a fan of the game. I think you're a fan of your team, because I don't know how you can be a fan of the game and not appreciate Tom Brady. He is football, and that's my thoughts on the matter. So the year to come, we are going to get up 52 episodes of the podcast, minimum, hopefully more. I have a few things I'm going to check off the old checklist that I want to accomplish this year, and I want to encourage you to don't waste time. I know that I'm going to do another time episode too. We've done 2 time episodes. I'm going to do a third one here soon, because it's been on my mind a lot lately. The clock is ticking, and you don't realize it. The older you get, the more you realize how much time you waste, and how it goes fast. Our 80-ish years on this planet, give or take, and if you're lucky, longer, they go fast. And if you waste time, you're going to regret it. So I'm going to talk about that maybe in the next episode or 2, because I've pissed away a lot of time in my life, and I want to hopefully speak to the younger people and let them know that you are going to regret it. Now, it doesn't mean I dwell on it. Doesn't mean you should dwell on it. I'm just, probably just over halfway done with my life, so there's plenty of time for me to do lots of things that I want to do, that to fulfill my life, the things I want to accomplish and do. But I want, and I know some people, Adrian being one of them that we had on the show that I speak of often. He understands time, and he gets it. And there's a few people out there that understand time and get it. And the irony of it is that most of those people are extremely successful in whatever they do. They divvy up their time so specifically to accomplish what they need to accomplish and what they want to accomplish within a deadline, within a timeline. And if there's a bump in the road or they got to push it back, they don't just scrap the whole plan. They just readjust and continue moving forward. I'm a big fan of David Goggins. I don't know if you've heard of him. If you haven't, look him up. He's great. He's known as the toughest man on the planet. And I think that he's another one that's famous. that I don't know personally, but that talks about, waking up in the morning and you can sleep in for 2 more hours, you can get up and get some shit done. And those kind. Now, I'm not saying you should not rest. People, you have to rest. If you burn the candle at both ends, eventually you'll just flame out, and that sucks. You don't want to die at 50 because you never rested. But there is tons of time wasted in a day by most of us. And I am in that category, and I have been in that category for a long time. The last couple of years, 3, 4, 5 years maybe, I feel like I've gotten better. Though I'm not where I want to be. I've been working on my 3rd book, and it's not done yet. And that is because of my mismanagement of time. In any case, let's wrap this up. So this is, I'm going to have one more thing. I want to get as many, my most popular shows are always the ones with guests. And thank you to all my guests from last year. And I've got a few more lined up that I'm really looking forward to having on the show. And I hope that I can get some of the other ones that have already been on the show back on the show. They really seem to, the interview and the conversation things really seem to be the most popular thing. Listening to me spout about the same bullshit that everybody else spouts about, I guess, is not really all that exciting. But the channel's good. If you haven't done so yet, go to the website. I've got all kinds of stuff on there. There's different links and some comedy stuff and some and I'm adding to it as we speak. I got a couple of trivia things. I'm going to put more trivia stuff up. That was kind of a fun little idea I had, and then we're going to get a bunch of other stuff on there. I'm going to do like maybe some product reviews, just when I open something new or whatever. Like those things are how-tos, things like that. Like there's so much of that out there in the world. But sometimes I feel like I come across stuff that's common sense, and I'm like, how do people not know how this works or whatever? And I'm like, it's just kind of baffling to me. So I'm going to jump in that little swimming pool as well. So that's it. It's January 18th. It is episode 27 total, one of the 2023 year. Today's my friend Rue's birthday. Happy birthday to Rue. If she's out there or listening, kudos. I don't even know how old you are. Is this your 40th? I don't even know. Maybe 38, 39, 40, somewhere in there. Anyway, happy birthday to you. And you guys, thank you for listening. It's going to be a great year. We're going to have a lot of fun. We're going to talk about time. We're going to talk about money. We're going to talk about love. We're going to talk about sex. We're going to talk about music. We're going to talk about movies. It's almost time for Oscar season, so I'll nominate my few. I didn't see a lot of movies last year, but I'll nominate the ones that I liked, and we'll pick some winners. In any case, I hope you all are well. I wish you the best in 2023, and I hope I can see you soon. All right, take care. Bye-bye.